This is my first time bringing out the Pentax 645, and this camera has been given to me on loan by KEH, and the XH2 that I'm filming on right now as well. And I'm so glad that they were able to enable me to get out and create, especially with two cameras that I've been after for quite some time, especially this Pentax 645. And in the last couple months, I got rid of so many different film cameras I had: Contax G2, Mamiya RZ67, the tried and true. But it's just been that season of renewal, and especially when it comes to medium format film, I wanted to go for something different. And I was looking at plenty of options. I ended up picking up the Mamiya 6.2 as well, but the Mamiya 6 isn't quite, it's not quite for portraits, but this Pentax 645, and I believe will be. I wanted an option that would be something just to keep me in the moment with the models, just people in general that are in front of my camera for portraits. They don't necessarily have to be models, but since that is the bulk of people that I do photograph, I have to take that into consideration. And with keeping in the moment, staying in the moment with that in mind, the thing that I think about is, how can I not let the camera stand in the way of me and them? I wanted an automatic solution, to be honest. And even though I have this camera on loan, I'm pretty sure by the end of the loan, it will be mine. I'm happy here to hold it. I haven't even shot it yet. I've got some HP5 with me that I will load up because it's a cloudy day here in Seattle. I'm at Shilsho Beach, one of my favorite places to go in the city, that feels away from the city and also just gives me some room to think. And I think filming this video here today will allow me for just that. With the camera being so intuitive, I just wanted to be able to pick it up and just shoot. Less thinking, more focus on composition, more focus on the moment, more focus on just being present. When I shot with the RZ, I felt like a lot of times it actually took me out of the moment when shooting with people, and I was just becoming so focused on the camera and like how it was working, because the camera, to be honest, is a little bit awkward. It's a great camera. I loved it. I used it for over 4 years, but holding that box and looking down and taking so much time, I think, to compose or to get the shot and to meter and everything, I think just took me out of the moment when I shot with people. And don't get me wrong, it produces great images, or you can produce great images with the camera. It is a beast. I'm not denying that, but I think for portraits, for fashion, I'm not sure if it was right for me fully. I think for a moment, for a season, for a time it was, but ultimately I just wanted to change, and I wanted to spice things up. And sometimes in life, you just got to change things up. You just got to do a full 180 and just go a whole different direction. You know, when I was looking at film cameras years ago, back in like 2019, when I was getting into medium format film, the Pentax was not a camera that ever came across my radar. To be quite honest, looking at the camera, it seems like very awkward, but the grip on the camera is really good. I took a look at a Mamiya 645 as well, the automatic one, and the grip didn't feel quite like how this one does. It feels right in the hand. Like when I look through the finder, I'm just like, yo, it's ready to go. I'm ready for action. And even though I have this camera with the goal to shoot portraits, to shoot fashion with it, I don't think that necessarily will stop me from going out to take photos just of environments that I'm in, whether that be traveling or just in my own city, walking around, whether it's making YouTube videos or just maybe out on street photography. I think it's capable of that, even though I think walking around, I would opt for my Mamiya 6, but there'll be a future video on that at some point. But you know, the goal really was just to get out here today, test out the camera ultimately, make sure it's working, because I haven't put a roll through it yet, and just come to a place that's pretty peaceful and just capture some photos that I've have captured before in a sense. I've come here a lot of times to this beach to take photos, and there's a cool BMW out in the front, a white one I think would be pretty cool to capture. But yeah, just do some first impressions with it, because, you know, ultimately right now I feel like it's a big win for me. And, you know, people talk about gear sometimes as not being important. I'm guilty of that at some points, but I think there is something special about being able to pick up a camera and feel inspired to shoot it, and that's ultimately what I'm doing here today. All right, so a little bit of technical difficulty. If you've never used the camera and you're shooting film on that camera, you will be a beginner when it's time to load that film. I don't care how many film cameras you've shot or how many cameras you've loaded. If you've never used it, if you've never loaded it before, consider yourself a beginner. I watched a video like a couple days ago before I even came out here. And I came out here and I thought I was loading it right. I put in the camera and then the E for error shows up. I'm like, oh snap. So I gotta cut on a YouTube video to make sure I got the camera loaded up right. So, hey, it is what it is.
With this little orange line right here. So then you go ahead and place this back into the camera. You're gonna lock it back in. And you guys are ready to go.
All right, let's see what it do. Okay, so far so good. I've just been using the camera and aperture priority, and it came to mind that I didn't even mention the lens that's on here. It's a 35mm lens, f3.5 up to f32. This lens equivalent, I want to say, is about a 24mm lens. I could be wrong, but it's pretty wide. I actually haven't used a lens this wide in a minute. For a long time I used to shoot on a 24mm Sigma on my 5D Mark IV, so that was pretty wide, and it was just a prime lens, and for a long time that's all I used for everything, video, photo. And this camera, it's kind of reminded me of that, or this lens rather. And I got this lens from KEH as well, so basically just ended up getting the kit loaned out. I'll more than likely pick up the body. I don't know if I'll pick up this lens at this moment. I think maybe at some time I would, because sometimes like really wide fashion photography I think is cool, and then really wide for certain like landscape or environment shots are really cool as well. So I think I'll try to blast through this roll. I'm already on shot 5, and then just put in the other roll that was messed up, and then we'll see what happens. You know, just might as well just run it, because it's pretty easy to fire off on this camera. So in comparison to the RZ more slower, more intentional. I mean, you can be intentional with this too, but you don't necessarily have the camera there slowing you down in the same way. Not saying that's good or bad, more just an observation. And right now it seems like the focus distance is pretty, I can get pretty close to things. It says 1.2, or hold on, let me check. I think it's like 0.3 meters is the closest focus distance I can get. I've been really enjoying shooting some still life moments and everything too as well. And I just grabbed a shot of like the texture just like on the ground with or on the beach. I don't even know what to call it, but you'll see it. So yeah, let's keep going. I can tell you right now, it is such a satisfying feeling being able to just quickly get the composition, boom, and then take the shot and not second guess the focus because I'm using an autofocus system. I'm really pleased about that. I reeled off quite a few shots right over here. Just some still life shots of like the rocks and just the details. Yes, I'm taking photos of rocks. I do like that. I've grown a appreciation for still life more. I think as I've shot still life on figure, such as shoes that a model is wearing, or a bag, or just even a bag by itself, and just even in my work or just personal portfolio, it's something that I want to continue to develop because it's something that I want to continue to do, and opportunities have presented themselves to potentially do that more. So I want to make sure I got a camera that's capable, but also make sure my eye's capable too. I just wish you could feel the joy that I feel right now just in my heart, man, about just being out here, just shooting. Genuinely, just creating again, creating for YouTube, and just being able to document that, man. And I just have these cameras in my hand, you know, not to get too deep into it, but I've definitely gone through some things through my hiatus, and I've gone through things to make me get on the hiatus. And man, it just feels good really to be out here right now, man. It feels like a super emotional moment, man, and I can just feel it. Like, it just feels right to be doing this again, man, and I'm just overjoyed, and I'm looking forward to just sharing more. But I just wanted to just take the opportunity just to say it while it was on my chest, while it was on my mind, and just you know, say thank you to you guys, and just really appreciate everyone that's really sticked around, and you know, that supported me, that sent me messages, man. I see it all, trust me. And I think this is like the first time as well that I've lived in Seattle where I'm fully ready to embrace the winter, man, embrace the gray days like this, shoot a ton of black and white, man. That's definitely gonna be the mission this winter. But I feel good about where I'm at, man, and I'm looking forward to sharing more, documenting more, whether it be through photography, filmmaking, and just sharing the photos and everything on Instagram and all of those things there. Just do want to give a quick plug to my Patreon. Thank you to everyone that's subscribed on there. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, check out the Patreon. It'll be linked below. There'll just be some more behind the scenes, more content, just some more bonuses, pluses. Just a way to you know, help support myself, have a way for you to support me, guys. Should you so choose, you know, monetarily. You know, big up to everyone that does support, and appreciate everyone that will come through, check it out. And honestly, even if you can only subscribe to Patreon for like a month, that's cool. But you know, every little bit counts, and I just do want to make it a thing where people are aware that it is going on, because I've had some friends that I've told it about, or I've had some friends that I've let them know I've had a Patreon, and they're like, oh, we didn't even know you had one. If we knew you had one, we would have subscribed. So I definitely want to give a plug to that, and yeah, feel free to check it out. All right, cool. So I'm headed out. I'm actually not gonna put that second roll in. I've got to run, but I got to 15 shots, and I was thinking, oh, I'm done, because I was shooting a lot of 645 on the Mamiya RZ67. If you guys didn't know, you could do that. If you have a 645 back, you can shoot 645 on the RZ. So that's actually a good thing in closing, because it got to a point with the RZ where I was shooting so much 645, man, and I was never shooting 6.7. And I was just like, I need to jump into 645 fully with the right camera. So on the RZ, I would only get 15 shots, but normally it's 16. So I got 16 on here, and I was just like, ooh, wait, I got another shot. So grabbed the last 2 shots of the car, and I probably stopped at a good time, because started to get some onlookers wondering what I'm doing. And you guys know how that goes. The guy was like, oh, I'm curious to what you're doing. He like, stop. I'm like, it's a E30, that's a classic BMW right there, man. I'm a BMW fanatic. So more on the 645 for sure, but first day out with it, absolutely loved it. And I think 645 is right for me. 6 extra shots, automatic with the cam, in and out quickly, able to just use my mind a little bit less, and just stay kind of tuned in. So appreciate you guys for checking out the video. More to come. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing. And you guys know what the deal is, man. Hit the link for the Patreon in the bio. Plug. Shout out to KH again. And it's always fun, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Holla.